Hi friends, it's Em and welcome back to my channel. So we are in my book journal today and we are so close. We are so close to finishing my book journal from last year. So basically what happened was I had spent a year in it and I wanted to switch. I wanted to switch to a new journal because I didn't feel like there was enough left in it to finish out the rest of the year, and so we switched. And so far so good. It is getting very chunky, and I can't wait to talk to you about all the books that are making like the cut, right? They are going in the journal. So first is Bookshops and Bone Dust. So I've been sort of trying to do a better job of like copying the font from the cover. For some of the ones today, it is questionable at best, and it would have been better if I had sketched it out, but I didn't have time for that. Did not have time for that. So I just did the best I could with what I had, and that's that. So this is Bookshops and Bone Dust. This is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, although you should absolutely read Legends and Lattes first, just because it makes you appreciate all the things that happen in the prequel, and also there's like a moment at the end where like the two worlds converge, and it would sort of spoil the first one, honestly. But we are still following Viv, our beloved half-orc, as she finds herself having to rest and recover in a seaside town. And of course, this town has a bookshop, a wonderful bookshop. And like, there's basically nothing cozier. Like it just made me so happy. I couldn't put it down. I do think that the first one was a little bit better, but I still gave it 5 stars. And I don't really want to get much into the plot of the book, apart from it's a cozy fantasy, and if you're into that, you're gonna love it. And there's so much love for books in this, as well as just, you know, readers in general, right? Everybody has a genre or an author that they like, even if they don't know it yet. And I think that is just so cute and wonderful. So this was definitely one of my favorites back when I read it. Like I shrieked when I got the advanced reader copy, and when I saw it on the shelf at Barnes & Noble when I was there for the Iron Flame midnight event, I snatched it up immediately. I was like, this must be mine. I don't really know what makes this edition Barnes & Noble exclusive, but it is apparently. Next, one of the other ones that we did was The Blonde Identity by Allie Carter. So Allie Carter wrote the Gallagher Girls series, so putting plaid on this spread was a must, like absolute must. So this is definitely an adult novel. I will say that the guys and gals and non-binary pals that read smut were like, I want Open Door, I want more steam. And then the people who thought it was going to be like the Gallagher Girls were like, whoa, this is hot enough. So it's somewhere in the middle. It's closed door. But like, if you think that this is YA, you are in the wrong place. So this is about a woman who essentially wakes up, has no recollection of who she is, where she is, anything like that, and is essentially attacked by a super spy and then told that she's a super spy, which it becomes abundantly clear very soon after that she is not a super spy, but she's identical to one. And so that leads to all sorts of fun hijinks. There absolutely needs to be a sequel to this book. I don't know 100% if it's gonna happen, but based on the ending, there better be a freaking sequel. And it's just so cute. It's so cute. I listened to it on audiobook, and it's just gripping. I could not put it down. I was just like, hey baby, be quiet. I'm listening to my audiobook, that sort of situation. And I feel like we read it for our book club as well, and for the most part, people really enjoyed it. I freaking loved it, but I feel like, this is definitely more of a rom-com, like a comedy thriller than like a thriller, right? But if you want a thriller, or even sort of bordering on horror, you're going to want Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. This book, when I tell you, I also listened to this on audio. This is like The Hunger Games meets The Selection meets college admissions, right? Oh, and also, I keep forgetting to put the cover on the page. You'll see me do this many more times. But, so it follows a teenager who essentially was blacklisted from colleges after getting into a fight at her high school. And so it turns out that there's this sort of competitive program that you can be invited to, and you're basically guaranteed to get into whatever school of your choice. And so she wants to go to Yale, so she's like, yeah, like, how do I get invited? And it turns out that things are not as they seem, and it gets really dark really fast. So I would definitely recommend Their Vicious Games to fans of Tiffany D. Jackson. It definitely felt in that vein. Again, those sort of addictive thrillers that you can't put down. There's also like I think it's a horror personally, but it's like right in between thriller and horror because it gets gory. But it's also like, I don't know. At some points, it kind of gave Handmaid's Tale vibes. It's so complicated to describe for me, but you definitely get these like old-timey vibes from it. How many times am I gonna say vibes? And I didn't do the drips or get the color match perfect on the title, and I don't care. Right? I feel like the spirit of it was there. Similarly, we're gonna try and get the spirit for Thieves Gambit, which this is like the Inheritance games and Ocean's 11 put together. I didn't have a perfect like pale white gold marker, and I didn't want to use silver because it isn't quite silver. So I'm hoping that maybe eventually I'll just magically find the perfect marker for this. But essentially, this is like a competition for thieves. And if you're not into that, you can just pass on the book. It's fine. I loved it enough for the both of us. So it's by Kavian Lewis. And our main character, she's from a family of thieves. Her mom gets into a little bit of trouble, and so she decides to enter these games to try and help her mom out. And then, you get to learn all about this underworld and secret society of thieves. And it's really, really fun. Like, I could not put this down. I actually think that I was sick when I was reading it, and so, I spent a sick day reading Thieves Gambit. It's just so good. I think they just optioned it for a TV series or a movie, and it would fit really well with that. Also on my radar was Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. I love my girl Allie. And this is absolutely, without a doubt, for everyone who watched The Queen's Gambit during COVID. And we all thought we were chess experts. That is who this book is for. Except if you want some YA romance, tossed in and not wanting to deal with addiction and stuff. I thought that this book was really great. So our main character used to play chess with her dad, and her dad is kind of a dirtbag. and she went into retirement, right? And then all of a sudden, she goes to a recreational tournament with her friend because her friend really needs her to go, and she plays and beats one of the world champions, right? And like the premise of that is already so outlandish that it works. And so, you know, all of a sudden she's a chess superstar and is having to deal with that because in this world, like that they're, you know, everyone has fans of something, right? And everyone has celebrities for certain things, like Pokemon, Twitch players, right? It's like that, except it's chess, right? So it's also a lot of like old men. But of course we know that she and him, they're gonna fall in love. And this definitely is more like a new adult romance because I think she's just graduating high school. He's like 19, 21, something like that. Like something where it's not icky. But it's also definitely not about a 15-year-old girl. And I love it. I love it to pieces. It's just so dang cute. And I think if you want something cute and sweet that has a little bit of angst in it, go for Check-In Mate. It's so good. The next book that I'm going to be making a spread for is Stars in Your Eyes by Case and Calendar. So this is their adult romance debut. They also wrote Felix Ever After, which was an amazing book. This is focused on a male-male romance in Hollywood. And the way that it's told, again, audio. I love audio. I love it so much. The way that it's told on audio feels kind of, at least to me, it felt a little bit Daisy Jonesy, where there's so much multimedia and like paparazzi articles and stuff like that, you know, you get really immersed. And so we follow two co-stars where it starts out kind of like an enemies to lovers situation. I don't remember if there's fake dating or not in it. I'm pretty sure there is, just a little bit, because anytime like the rumors fly, right? You never know what's actually real in Hollywood. But it does cover many difficult topics, like sexual assault and addiction and the like. And so it's definitely not for the faint of heart. I know that a lot of people said that this book broke them. I did not have that experience. I thought it was fun and dramatic and powerful, but I do also understand that I have a heart of stone, essentially, when it comes to most books. The last book that made me cry was The Fault in Our Stars in 2011. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I did really enjoy the book, and even though I'm not like putting stars on all of them, it all just depends on the decoration level. If I recall correctly, all of these books were 5 stars. So finally we have Door Nemesis by Alexa Martin. This one is so freaking funny. And at least for me, I've heard some people didn't like it when they were reading it, but they liked it on audio. I loved it on audio. This is about, they were friends in high school and then all of a sudden they weren't friends. So it's a friends to enemies to lovers set in the background of a homeowners association in Ohio. So obviously drama ensues. So we follow a disgraced LA writer with her foil of a realtor who used to be her best friend in high school until he just abandoned her for no reason. Although there was a reason, and it was like an okay reason, but you know. And it gets steamy. There's some shit at an open house, like, woo! I really, really loved it. And so These are the 7 books that I made spreads for this time around. I'm hoping to do these twice a month just so I can get through all of the really good recs that I have for y'all, but I hope you enjoyed. And as always, happy planning.